Hey guys, this is Juice, and I'm sitting here with Linda Eastwood. And Linda and I took a tour of the B-17 and the B-25 earlier together, and I just ran into her. I found her at her station. She's one of the volunteers here at the Museum of Flight, and I'm going to let Linda tell you a little bit about her connection to this B-17, but also all the way back to her work at Boeing. So Linda, tell us about what you did for Boeing.
I moved here, didn't want a big company, didn't want Boeing. And as it happened, that's what happened. So I started at the first of the 777 program. I was in double E.
In 08? What year was that start?
90.
In 90? Oh, wow.
I joined up in 90.
Oh, that's right, the 777, yeah. Because we had the 67, which there's similarities between the 67 and the 777 as far as airframe look.
Yeah. And this was the first one we put almost entirely in the computer. We didn't have a physical mock-up except for the flight deck.
Yeah, you were telling me about that computer program you used. It was something not quite CAD, but something.
CATIA was the name of it.
CATIA. They still use that?
They do.
They still have CATIA. That's awesome.
You put the parts together, you see if they fit. If they don't fit, you rearrange them. I was drafting, and so we would get ready and shoot the drafting drawings out.
Awesome.
All the
like
buttons.
You actually worked with the big tables too, like in the actual paper drafting, or was it all on screens?
All on screens.
Oh wow.
All on screens. I did, in my history, I've done a drafting board.
Yeah.
But this is all on the screen.
You remember the old days when you used to see these huge rooms with drafting tables from wall to wall, and there might be 100 people in there working on different components and different engineering plans for that. That's pretty amazing.
So now it's all in the computer. And so all those drafting drawings came off, and you would take them around and get them signed off.
Yeah.
All the buttons that the pilots have, they all have a wire that goes somewhere.
Oh, the electrical harnesses and stuff, yeah.
And it goes down to the lower part of that section, which is lower 41.
And that's where all the computer banks were, and electronics bay.
That's where all the equipment is, and then all those wires go out from there.
Yeah. How many feet of wires in the aircraft?
Some a few. I don't know that number. It's pretty big.
Well, I know when we were out at the B-17, and I pointed down and I said, I like all your bling because you've got more pins than I have and everything. And I asked you if you worked for Boeing, and you go, yes, I retired from Boeing. But tell us what you've done since then. I guess we're sitting here next to your aircraft. This is your airplane. They should name it after you, right?
Oh, wouldn't I love that?
Well, there's no name on the side. Let's just call it Miss Linda.
We can do that.
Yeah.
At least today we can.
So tell the fans about what you did for this airplane.
During the time I worked on the 777, we had this airplane down in the manufacturing area. The manufacturing area, it has the tool rooms. And the Managers Association at Boeing is the one that sponsored the restoration. And so when Boeing had that happen, they said, please park it in the manufacturing area where we make the 737s.
Nice.
And use the tool rooms, at your convenience.
That was their giving back to the museum.
Right.
Because a lot of people have commented that the museum is not part of Boeing, but to me it is, because you're on Boeing Field and there is so much connection for this, and you've got a whole Boeing exhibit, which is almost like stepping back in time. It's like going back into the 30s and the 20s, if I don't remember wrong.
Boeing is very gracious to us.
That's awesome.
But it is an independent museum.
Standing on its own.
Yes. And so when we were doing the restoration, they also offered the original drawings if we needed to use them.
For the particular model, the F model?
Yes.
Wow.
Because this one rolled off our assembly line right down the street from here.
Oh, wow.
In February of 1943.
So 43, and this one has seen combat?
This one was a trainer.
A trainer.
They were waiting for the F.
Which field did they send it to? Was it over in Spokane?
They sent it to Cheyenne for retrofit, like they all did.
So in Wyoming?
And then they sent it to Europe. It was a trainer because they were late waiting for the G series.
Okay.
This one does not have the chin turret.
Exactly.
And the guns up front didn't shoot straight forward.
Yeah.
And manufacturing was asking what?
We always wait for that noise, don't we? Yeah. The fans are aviation nuts. They understand.
The manufacturing people were asking what the crews needed, and the crews were asking for certain things. And so this is one of the things that the crews wanted was
the human factors touch.
Guns that shot straight forward.
Yeah.
And so that's where the chin turret came.
Cool.
The two visible changes from F to G are the chin turret and the offset of the waist position gunners, so they had more room to work.
We can actually see that from sitting here. We can look over at the window and I can see clear through, whereas when we went through the G model out on the ramp there, they are off by about 6 to 7 feet. They're really spread out where they can turn a full swing and they won't hit each other. One guy can be pointing full forward and the other one can be pointing full aft and not hit anybody. That's pretty amazing. So what kind of hands-on work did you do on this airplane? Or did you do some stuff in the office like you did for Boeing, you know, working on the designs and the plans?
I did actual hands-on.
Oh, nice.
The fuel bladders are rubber, and we took those out to clean and to
Were they
refinish.
originals?
Yes.
Wow. Not
And
deteriorated? Were held together pretty good?
Some, yes. There was some work done on them, but they snap in, and so all of those snaps had to be cleaned when the fuel bladder
Probably
was
corroded.
out.
They were.
Yes.
Yeah. Now this airplane was never designed to fly again, correct? When it was restored, it wasn't going to fly again, right?
It did fly.
It was a
had
flyer.
3 ferry flights.
Oh wow.
And then it came over to the museum.
Okay, so it was just got some supplemental type certificates to get airborne, just to get it to here, you know, with restrictions.
It's got airworthy creds. Flight ready is something entirely different.
Yeah.
And it's not quite flight ready anymore.
This one could, with a little love, could fly again.
It would take a great deal of love.
That's probably like me. I'm a former pilot, and I don't fly anymore because it would take so much more to get me back into flying.
Right.
You know, it's not worth the maintenance. I like flight simulators like DCS World and other programs that are, you know, the computers these days really give me that. I just can't find that aviation fuel scented candle, so I can burn that when I'm in my computer, so I can smell the aviation fuel.
Aviation fuel in the morning.
Yeah. Anything else you'd like to add about this aircraft or anything that you've done with Boeing?
Boeing is an incredibly interesting company. It taught me all of my 3D computing.
Oh, wow.
It was an incredible trip to take as a job.
It sounds amazing.
It was an incredible chapter in my life to work on the B-17, having somebody show me how to do hands-on work. We've cleaned, we've pulled wires, we put in a new station at the waist position for the gunner, because when this plane came in, it had a cargo door on the port side. And so we took that out, reskinned it. We scavenged for parts. There was somebody that went up into the mountains to an old wreck.
One of the wrecks?
One of the crashes. We have an incredible number of people from start to finish on this airplane. We had one fellow working with us, and when we pulled one of the original drawings to make that part, his name was on it.
Wow. Talk about magic.
We framed it and gave it to him.
That's awesome. Yeah, the airplane is in amazing shape, and it looks like one of the early 43 paint schemes. You know, it's kind of the dark gray before you started seeing more aluminum exposed and everything. You guys did amazing work on this. What year did you finish it? When did it go on exhibit?
98.
In 98. So it's actually been, wow, 25 years.
Pretty close.
That's amazing that you guys have really, and it's in such good shape now, to believe that it's been sitting here. I'm sure you get volunteers come out and volunteer to wash it once a year or something like that.
There are some people who come to do some of the maintenance and some of the shining up of the aluminum airplanes, and they will work on this one a little bit as
Nice.
well. It can be hosed down. It does get a lot of rain because we're right in the front corner of the display area.
Especially if you get any wind, it's going to blow that rain right underneath the
Yes.
awning. We could see that from here. Well, Linda, I really appreciate your time today. It was really nice to meet you on the tour, and I will have to get your email address so I can send you a link to this video so you can share it with all your friends and family.
I would love that.
That would be awesome. Guys, I'm going to sign off here from the Boeing exhibit, the B-17 exhibit, and we'll go back inside and see some more stuff. You guys take care, and I'll see you in a few minutes.